Hello everyone, this is another vlog post with Katrina McHyde on the Narrow Path, and I've been out for a few days. As you know, we had some sicknesses in the family that we were dealing with, and that took a little more time than we would like, and I have so much to tell you. I have too much to tell you, but I'm going to make this a short vlog post, and I'll get into some longer ones maybe today. I've got some things I want to share with you from the heart, but too much is too much, so we're just going to do one thing at a time. We're catching up, which is difficult to do after having some illnesses and things going on, but everything is going to work out fine. But I came down here and I'm in the kitchen, and a couple days ago, my husband had an accident in the kitchen. He ended up spilling coffee all over the countertop. Well, what we didn't know is that it did more than just spill on the countertop. And I wanted to use this because I was thinking about what was going on with this whole situation of how things affect everyone in a group or a team, or even in the world. Whatever happens to you affects everyone else, because right now we're limited to time, right? So our time is valuable. It is our life. And that can actually warp a bit. Actually, doing Father's Way, I've shared that before. Time can warp for you, but there is a certain amount of time, truth in that time, that happens to us all, that we all need a certain amount of rest, we need to eat, we need to do certain things with our time. So now we have a situation that looks like this. The countertop was cleaned, and Tim didn't get upset. He did really well. He didn't get upset. He just like, oh, it happened, and there was coffee all over here, and he cleaned it up the best. On the outside, you can see it looks pretty good there. And I went in to look for some containers, plastic containers, and I found this. So this is the gift that I'm left with, as you can see on the inside, and the coffee is all over everything, and it went in this drawer and all over, and so there's a whole bunch of stuff to clean up that couldn't see. But you could see he cleaned up the outside, and most likely Tim didn't even know that this was on the inside. He didn't even recognize that it also spilled on the inside. But having half this happen means that somebody has to clean it up. So is it going to be me? It could be, and I could have an attitude about it. Is it going to be somebody else? It possibly could be. So I'm sitting here going, okay, so there are vlog posts I want to do. There are some Bible studies I want to do. Zachary's home, so that's more work. And we all have these things that we want to get done, and we're a team. If we're a family and we're living in the same place, we're a team. So I'm going, okay, so who is going to fix that? I could take it upon myself and be a slave and just clean everything and do everything and try to do everything perfect and do all that stuff. I could do that, and I have in the past. Or I can say, okay, so since this affects everyone, right? Because if I have to clean this, then there's other things I can't do. Maybe there's something important for me to do with Zachary. Maybe that doesn't need to be cleaned at all by anyone for quite a while. Maybe. Maybe somebody else has more time to do something that would be beneficial for them, for them to do that and help us to be able to do things of serving Zachary, or making vlog posts, or getting out newsletters, or other things. I don't have any idea, but there's another job, and I don't know how it's going to get done, but I can do it with attitude and get upset and think that everything's put on me. Or I can say, Father, what are you asking me to do with my time? There's more than I can do all the time. I mean, the amount of laundry that I have from illness is just insane, and I'm slowly catching up. I actually might catch up today, but you know, it just piles up. You know how it is with the family, especially when you've got sickos. So thankfully everyone is feeling better, but we're still kind of recovering and all kind of low in energy, you know, that stage, and you just kind of have to skate through a little bit and not push it so hard so that everyone can continue to recuperate. It's going to be fine. But so there's a time for everything, and sometimes it's not a time to be perfect with everything. But to recognize that when there are mistakes, whether they're intentional or not, it affects all of us. because it has to do with time. It has to do with what needs to get done. And so we can either have an attitude about that, or we can say, Father, there's always more than we can do. So that means, Father, we need you to show up and help direct us on, who knows, a miracle could happen. Someone could knock on my door and say, hey, you know what? I want to help you out. Is there anything I can do around here that would make things lighter for you? And they could walk in and I say, as a matter of fact, it could happen. If it doesn't happen, then Father's going to provide another way. Maybe that will get washed today. Maybe it won't. Maybe it won't get washed in 6 months. I don't know. In the past, I would try to do it all and make it perfect and be angry and upset and think that everybody is putting everything upon me, and when they make a mistake, I have to pay for it. And so everyone goes happily ever after, and I put a bunch of guilt on them, and I put a bunch of guilt on me on not being good enough and trying to be perfect enough wife and trying to provide for everyone perfectly and everything else. I can go into that nasty way of thinking, or I can say everything is just fine. All of this will pass away, and we're working together on practicing love no matter what. So I can sit here and be cooking meals. So I'm cooking some meals for lunch here, and I could do a blog post and talk about the issues that happen to every single one of us. Tim, sometimes I mess up and he has to clean up my mess ups. I mean, I worked my body so hard for many decades that he had a broken wife when he first got me. And he's been dealing with a wife that's been not as strong as many wives. And he's had to clean up messes and had to support things. We all do that to one another. That's being human. So we can either be loving and understand that we're all practicing on one another, and it's going to be okay, even if it doesn't feel okay, and it's not up to our standards of how we would like things to happen, or we can believe that Father's going to come in and in faith help us through it all, and the things that need to get done, really need to get done, will get done, but we can do it in peace and in love, loving God with our whole heart, might, and soul, and showing it by loving our neighbor as ourselves for the love of God, patience, kindness, goodness, belief, hope, believing that Father will show up when we need him to show up. And if he doesn't show up in the way that we expect, that he has a even better way to show up, or that we really didn't need it in that way, and actually what we're struggling with is going to make us stronger in some way, hopefully in the aspects of having the same characteristics as what God has, which is back to faith, hope, peace, believing all things, hoping all things, not being boastful, patience, right? So just believe. Believing is an opportunity. It's always a choice. You cannot believe if you want and go into crankiness and believe everything is all wrong, or you can believe that God makes all wrongs right in the end. Your choice. And you get to experience emotionally whatever you choose. So have fun choosing, but I suggest that you choose something that will keep a smile on your face and keep you calmer, and believe in God's goodness, and believe that this physical life with all of its problems, all of it, actually has a purpose to it, and that all of it is going to be okay, because Daddy will never leave you or forsake you in the middle of any of it. Okay, so if you like these messages, feel free to go ahead and subscribe to the channel, because it helps you to be able to know when I put up new vlog posts. And if you don't hear from me for a while, something is happening, and usually I'll have 20 vlog posts that I wish I could get done, because it's so much to share of just life. And this is testimony. This is how you overcome life, of choosing what you want to believe. And you can also, I'm going to turn off the stove here, so you can also see other things that we have on escapeallthesethings.com. And we just welcome you to really give us comments, either here on the YouTube channel of Tim McHyde, or on an email through escapeallthesethings.com. We love hearing from you, and we do have a backup of things that people would love for us to speak on, and we'll continue to make things as we can. And you can pray that we can get help with these things, these little things that are cleaning and cooking and doing all these things, so that we have more time to make more stuff. You could be a part of that process and see the miracles that happen, because prayerful faith of righteous people, and you are righteous if you plead the blood of the Messiah, avails much. So if you want to be a part of the solution, feel free to pray with us. So let us know how these things are working for you and what other things you would love for us to speak on. God bless you today, and I will work on other posts to share with you.